Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Mike Deakin and I'm very happy today to be participating in my very first video hop. Now this hop has been organised by the lovely Shannon Green and there are 13 artists participating today. So if you're coming to me mid-hop, you'll have just left the lovely Linda, and after me you'll be jumping on to the very talented Rebecca. So as I say, there are 13 artists participating today. Some of them you may know, some you may not. So you've got loads of opportunity to find somebody new and exciting to be able to subscribe to. So with that in mind, let's get right on and get started with my project. So to begin with, I'm using a brand new 10" by 10" art journal, which has quite thick paper in it. So this is what I'm going to be using for my special project. So I'm using it today for the very first time. So what you can see me doing here is I'm just using a pencil and ruler and marking out some divisions on my page. I want some measurements that I'm using to create the page that I'm going to be doing. And I'm just going to be marking them out in pencil before I do anything else with it. So that's what you can see me doing here. I'm not going to rub them out when I've finished because they will be completely covered up by the final stage, as you will see. So you'll see me use my circle scissors to create a large circle. It was the only thing I could find that was big enough to give me the size that I wanted for this particular project. So as you'll see, I'll be adding some more lines and making more dividing lines, and then the shape of my page will start to appear. So the inspiration for this page actually comes from a Brazilian artist called Romero Brito. Now I first became aware of Romero Brito when I went on vacation to Miami, and there's quite a lot of his artwork kicking around Florida and Miami, and he's very, very well known over there. I didn't know about him until I actually got there, and I saw some pieces of artwork. There's also a gallery with his work in, just on Lincoln Drive, I think it is. And you know, I've always loved. As soon as I saw his artwork, I just fell in love with it so much so that I actually bought a small piece. Yeah, it did set me back quite well, too much really. But anyway, I bought a very small piece from the gallery on Lincoln Drive, and the hotel where I was staying at, there was a problem on one day, and to say sorry, the hotel gave me a book of Romero Brito's work, and I didn't realise until re-looking at the book again as I was doing this page that it's actually signed by him as well, so I'm very, very pleased about that. So I've taken my inspiration from the style of Romero Brito. If you don't know who he is, I recommend that you go and check him out, because he does some very, very bold and striking artwork and uses primary colours and geometric shapes, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So check him out, Romero Brito. So my page was inspired by his artwork, and a quote from the inside of the book actually is where I've taken the quote from, because one of the people that quote and usually put like headlines and that kind of things in books actually says at the front that Romero Brito navigates in an ocean of colours and arrives on an island of harmony, which I thought was really nice. So I've taken my inspiration from that quote and his artwork to do this page. So to colour the page, I'm using alcohol pens. Now these are pro markers, which are dual tip, a bullet tip on one end and a chisel tip on the other, and they're available in about 158 colours, and these are from the same company that it's Letraset. They make lettering, rub-ons, pens, that kind of thing. It's artist materials, and I have a rather large collection of these pens that I don't use often enough. So if you look at the artwork of Romero Brito, you'll see that all of the colours that he uses are quite flat and matte. So alcohol pens give you that effect because they blend very, very easily, and when they dry without any pen marks or where you can't see where you've gone over. So alcohol pens were the perfect choice for this, and I'm just pulling out colours which correspond with the colour wheel as well. So I'm utilising the colour wheel in this to decide which colours go where. Now, when I accepted the challenge of joining this video hop, one of the stipulations was that I had to keep the video under 10 minutes. So for those that are interested, this portion of the video is speeded up to 8 times its normal speed. The beginning of the video, where I'm not talking but just drawing, was at only 4. And the last part, when I'm adding the final detailing, is also just 4. So the whole thing in total took me 58 minutes to do from start to finish. So, and I've condensed that down into a very, very short 10-minute video to stop you from getting bored. Now, you will have noticed that I am using both the bullet tip and the chisel tip. I'm using the bullet tip to draw the outlines, and then I'm switching over to the chisel tip to colour in the larger areas. So for the C portion, I'm just using a selection of different shades and tones of blue. I'm not going to use the same colour twice, so I want to keep it all fragmented and mosaic-like. So that's what I decided to do. Break out all the blues and then choose 4 from that. And for the sky, I'm doing exactly the same thing. I wanted a kind of sunset to go behind the colour wheel, so I'm just using a selection of different coloured shades of orange and tones of yellow too. So you'll see me switch between and try and alternate all the colours as best as I can, and try not to use the same colour twice again. Okay, so there you go, colouring nearly finished. So now what I need to do is to divide up all those colour blocks now with a wonderful dividing black line to make all the colours pop. So I'm using the Faber-Castell Artist Big Brush Pip Pen, and between each of the lines I'm wiping off the ruler because it will get some of the India ink on the ruler, and I don't want that transferring over and causing smudge marks. It does wick and bleed a tiny amount, but not too much to be worried about. And I'm only using the ruler on some of the lines that I know I can get a clear edge to edge with. On the ones where it goes diagonal across the page, I know I'm not going to be able to get the ruler in there to get full proper lines, so I disband using the ruler at that point and just go freehand. So that's it for the outlines. All that's left to be done now is to add the quote, which I'm going to use my new letter tag machine, and I'm going to add that to the bottom of the page and then sign it and date it, and then this page is done. Well, that's it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed my art journal page start to finish, and you'll join me again real soon. If you haven't subscribed to me already, please do so by clicking the button, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you hated it. So that's it for me. I'll see you again real soon, and enjoy Rebecca's video.